you are inevitably going to fuck up. And when you're in the doghouse and hanging on by a thread, you only get one shot to apologize. And if you screw this up, she might not text you back. You might be sleeping on the couch, or you might not get laid ever again. Now, we've all been there before. You made a mistake. You got too drunk and things got a little out of hand, at least from what you can remember. But you do remember making out with one of her girlfriends and throwing up in her car. Or maybe you lost your cool. You caused a huge scene and you embarrassed her. And you used that one word that makes her feel so disrespected and belittled. Now you think, maybe if I let time pass, this will blow over. It won't. Or maybe you try to apologize 1,000 times to no avail. Or maybe what you did is so bad that you don't even know where to start. One way or another, you have to swallow your pride and apologize. Now, before I give you this apology formula, you have to understand what breathes life into forgiveness, which is actually meaning your apology. You have to be sincere. Now, I'm going to show you what to say, but an effective apology isn't merely said, it's felt. So don't use this formula just because you want her to stop bitching at you, or because you want to sleep with that girl one last time. Do it because you're sorry. Do it because you want to make right your wrongs and you want to reconnect with a woman that means something to you. So if you are actually sorry and you want to reconnect, follow these steps and you'll be out of the doghouse and back into her good graces. Now, the first step is to simply say, I'm sorry. We can be so stubborn sometimes, and it can cause us to destroy the relationships that mean something to us. And if you just started by saying, I'm sorry, then you can get the ball rolling on mending this relationship. Now, the next step is explaining why you're sorry, but you have to do it in detail. You have to go in depth. And in fact, you have to be able to articulate why she's pissed off better than she can. And not only that, you have to let her know that you understand where her frustration is coming from, and that if the tables were turned, you would feel the same way. So if you did get drunk, you can't just say, I'm sorry that I got drunk. You have to go into more detail so she feels like you understand how she feels. So it would go more like, I got really drunk last night, and my behavior was wildly inappropriate. I embarrassed you in front of everybody. I inappropriately flirted with your girlfriends, and I'm pretty sure I made out with one at the end of the night, and I ruined the inside of your car. You have every right to feel and be angry. You are handling this situation better than I would have. Now, if you lost your cool, you can't simply say, hey, I'm sorry that I got angry. You've got to be more sincere. You've got to get into more detail so she knows that you feel what she feels. So it would go more like, I really lost my cool last night. I caused a huge scene, and that must have been humiliating for you. I used a word that you told me never to use, and I used it because I was pissed. I let my emotions get the best of me instead of giving the best of me to you. This is not the way a man should treat a woman, and this does not reflect the way that I really feel about you. I made a big mistake, and I know that I really hurt you. Now, once you can articulate your mistake through her experience, she's going to start opening up to listening to what you actually have to say. Now, once you've explained why you messed up so bad, you have to let her know that in the future, things are going to be different. And you have to let her know that you are going to do the most you can to make sure something like this never happens again. So if you got drunk, you can't just say, hey, I'm sorry I got drunk. It's never going to happen again. That doesn't cut it. It's more like, in the future, I will manage my alcohol more conservatively, so I'm in full control of my actions and my stomach. When we're out, my actions will reflect how I truly feel, which is, you're my girl, and you're the only one that I want to be flirting with and kissing on. I'm going to do my best to make sure that something like this never happens again. Now, if you lost your cool, it's not enough to say, I'm sorry I got mad, I won't get angry anymore. You have to be sincere. You have to give her an expectation because you're human and you may screw up again. And she needs to feel assured that if you do screw up, that things will be handled differently. So it would be more like, in the future, I will use tones that reflect the way that I feel. I adore and respect you, so even when I'm frustrated, my actions will reflect that. If things get to a point where I feel like I'm about to lose my cool, I will simply ask for some time so I can collect myself and have a conversation with you the way I really want to. I will also never use that word again in anger or in jest, and I will respect the fact that it upsets you when I say it, so I will never say it again. I will do my best to make sure that none of this ever happens again. Now, once you put the fire out, the coals are still going to be hot, so you have to give her time to cool off. Now, some women will give you the silent treatment, and some will just keep coming at you and keep telling you everything that you did wrong. You have to allow for that. If she wants to talk to you for 2 hours about how big of a jerk you are, you have to allow it. That's what being sorry is. So if you've made a mistake and you want to make things right with that girl that you really care about, follow these steps, be sincere, and you'll be out of the doghouse in no time.